Hi, hope you're well. This is a video to introduce release 29 of Alpha Tracker to you. Release 29 is the summer-autumn release. Our last release was back in June, release 28. This one has got nearly 200 software updates in it. It's a mixture of performance updates, new features, bug fixes, the normal story. I just want to highlight a few for you. First of all, when you're creating a re-inspection project, so this is when you're sending a surveyor back to site to do a re-inspection, we've now got new features so that you can be more flexible about the data that you send that surveyor back with. So for example, you can filter a room, so if you're doing a re-inspection just of the kitchen or bathroom, you can send just the kitchen or bathroom data. And in fact now you can also send non-suspect data back to the surveyor's handset if you want to. So we're much more flexible now in terms of how we create re-inspections. If I just pick up on some asbestos data we've got here in a dummy project, there are now new features so that you can rename many more of the fields on screen. So if our terminology doesn't fit your business, then you can change that terminology just in system settings and make the screen work for you. We've got another change on this screen. This is a screen that you're in all of the time if you're in the admin team or if you're a surveyor. You can now set a default for how many records to show on the screen at once. So if the first thing you normally do when you go into this screen is to go to 50 records or 100 records, you can now set that as a default so that you haven't got to do it each time. That'll be a little time saver. Another change that's related to surveying data is that you've now got the option of sending automatic emails to your clients when certain things happen in the system. For example, when data is collected from site, the system can automatically send your client an email, or when the samples have been analysed by the lab. So if you've got a client that requires that constant updating of a project, you can now automate that through the system and not have to send emails yourself. And just a couple more features to tell you about. The first one is that we've extended the GDPR features that we put into release 28. That was one of the big changes in release 28 was the new GDPR regs and the features that we put in. We've extended those in release 29 from feedback that we've had from clients. So there's just a couple more features, and we've changed the way a couple of the features worked in release 28 just to improve GDPR for you. And finally, and this is an interesting little one, when you're on the project list screen, if I just move myself out of the way, you've always been able to see the first and last days on site here, the first diary day and the last diary day. You've now got an option now to quickly bring up all of the appointments for that project straight from project list. So that's a real time saver if you want to just quickly see who's been on site and when, and any notes that were made at the time. So that's a nice quick feature, just a time saver. Saves you having to open the project screen and then jump in to a button from there. So there you go, that's release 29. It's available now. Kim's just finishing off the release notes, which will be posted on our website as normal. I hope you enjoy it and look forward to release 30 coming up in the winter. Thanks very much.